The vast emptiness of space stretched before the human diplomatic vessel as it approached the unknown alien territory. Inside the sleek spacecraft, Jae-wook Kim adjusted his communication headset, his fingers tracing the diplomatic credentials pinned to his uniform. Around him, a carefully selected team of 6 representatives from Earth prepared for what was supposed to be a historic first contact mission. Commander Hai-Jin Park stood at the ship's primary console, her eyes fixed on the holographic star map. The alien civilization's home system glowed a soft blue, promising first contact with a species they knew almost nothing about. Intelligence reports suggested an advanced technological society, but details were frustratingly sparse. Signal preparation complete, whispered Jimin, the youngest communications specialist on the team. His hands moved swiftly across the quantum communication arrays, preparing universal translation protocols and diplomatic greeting sequences. As they approached the alien planet's outer orbit, something felt wrong. The usual background radiation, the subtle electromagnetic signatures that typically surrounded advanced civilizations, were strangely muted. Jae-wook felt a cold shiver run down his spine. Receiving response signal, Jimin announced, his voice suddenly tense. The communication channel crackled to life. Instead of a diplomatic welcome, a series of harsh, guttural sounds erupted through the speakers. The universal translator struggled, producing fragmented words that made little sense. Threat, invasion, extermination. Before anyone could react, the first weapon's discharge hit their ship's forward shield. Alarms blared. The diplomatic vessel, designed for peaceful communication, had minimal defensive capabilities. Commander Park's training kicked in immediately. "Evasive maneuvers," she shouted, her hands flying across the emergency control systems. But it was too late. Multiple weapon systems targeted the human vessel from hidden positions around the planet. Each blast systematically dismantled their ship's protective shields. Jae-wook watched in horror as sections of the vessel began to decompress, sucking crew members into the cold vacuum of space. Jimin was the first to be pulled away, his scream cut short by the sudden silence of space. Then another crew member, and another. Jae-wook grabbed an emergency seal, desperately trying to protect the remaining team members. Commander Park's final transmission was a burst of encoded data, coordinates, weapon signatures, and a final message to Earth. "We were wrong. They are not." Her words were cut short as a massive energy pulse tore through the ship's central chamber. Minutes later, nothing remained except scattered debris and the cold silence of space. 12,000 kilometers away, on a monitoring station in Earth's orbital defense network, a junior communications officer named Kang Seo-yun watched the entire incident unfold in shocked silence. Her hands trembled as she initiated the emergency communication protocol. The recordings would later show a calculated, brutal attack. No attempts at communication, no warnings, just pure, methodical destruction of a peaceful diplomatic mission. Within hours, the highest levels of Earth's government received a complete report. The diplomatic team, 6 of humanity's brightest and most talented representatives, had been completely eliminated. No survivors. No bodies to recover. In a secure conference room deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, military leaders and political strategists gathered. The images of the destroyed vessel played on massive holographic displays. Silence filled the room. General Park Jun-ho, head of Earth's Interstellar Defense Command, spoke first. His voice was calm, but something dangerous glimmered in his eyes. "They will learn," he said quietly, "that humanity does not forget, and humanity does not forgive." The meeting had begun. The response was being prepared. And the alien civilization that had just destroyed a peaceful human mission would soon understand the true meaning of consequences. The underground research facility hummed with intense energy. Dae-hyun Choi stood before a massive holographic display, his fingers tracing complex strategic patterns. Around him, the brightest minds of Earth's military and scientific community worked with urgent precision. "We have exactly 72 hours to develop a response," he announced to the room. No one questioned the timeline. The destruction of the diplomatic mission had changed everything. Yunji Kang, the AI tactical coordinator, worked tirelessly. Her fingers danced across quantum computers that processed information faster than human thought. Multiple simulation scenarios flickered across screens, each representing potential strategies against the alien civilization that had murdered their diplomatic team. Not just a military response, Daehyun muttered, but a message that will echo through the galaxy. The facility was a marvel of human engineering. Located deep beneath the Gobi Desert, it was invisible to satellite imaging, protected by advanced quantum camouflage technology. Here, humanity's most dangerous secrets were born. Junseo Huang, weapons development lead, presented his initial concept, a weapon system that could destroy entire planetary infrastructures without traditional explosive technology. Something precise, something terrifying. Quantum disruptors, he explained, showing holographic models of weapons that could systematically shut down an entire civilization's technological infrastructure. Will target their communication networks, energy grids, and planetary defense systems simultaneously. The room went silent. This wasn't just a weapon. This was a civilization-ending technology. Advanced AI systems began running millions of calculations per second. They analyzed the alien civilization's technological signatures, mapped their planetary systems, and identified critical vulnerabilities. Each simulation revealed something remarkable. The aliens, despite their apparent technological advancement, had significant systemic weaknesses. Their technology is advanced but centralized, Yunji reported. A single point of failure in their communication network could collapse their entire civilization's infrastructure. Daehyun understood immediately. This wasn't about revenge. This was about sending a message that would prevent future attacks on humanity. Military strategists worked alongside quantum physicists, computer engineers alongside psychological warfare experts. They weren't just planning an attack. They were designing a comprehensive strategy that would redefine humanity's position in the galactic community. We need something they'll never forget, General Park suggested during a strategy meeting. Not just destruction, total, complete humiliation. The plan began to take shape. A multi-stage attack that would first disable, then systematically dismantle, the alien civilization's entire technological infrastructure. No traditional weapons, no massive explosions. Just a cold, calculated shutdown of everything they relied on. Quantum communication systems were modified. Special encryption protocols were developed that could penetrate any known alien communication barriers. Every aspect of the potential attack was analyzed, reanalyzed, and perfected. They killed our people without warning, Daehyun said during a final strategy briefing. We'll respond with something far more terrifying than simple destruction. The weapon they were developing wasn't just a military tool. It was a message. A warning to any civilization that might consider attacking humans in the future. Days passed. The facility worked non-stop. Coffee machines never stopped brewing. Scientists and military personnel worked in shifts, pushing human endurance to its limits. Yunji's AI systems continued running scenarios. Each simulation showed the same result, a complete and total technological collapse of the alien civilization. No casualties, just a systematic shutdown of everything they had built. Ready, Junseo finally announced. The weapon was complete. Daehyun looked at the holographic display. Complex mathematical equations, planetary maps, and technological infrastructure diagrams filled the screen. In the center, a single targeting marker pulsed with potential energy. Initiate preparation. Protocols, he commanded. The first phase of humanity's response was about to begin, and the galaxy would never be the same. The stealth vessel hung like a ghost in space, its quantum camouflage rendering it invisible to any known tracking technology. Seok Jin Yoon sat in the command chair, his eyes cold and focused. Around him, a team of 6 specially trained operatives prepared for the most critical mission in human history. Target systems confirmed, whispered Ji Yun Shin, the tactical assault leader. Her fingers moved silently across holographic control panels, each touch precise and calculated. Hyunwoo Park, the cybernetic warfare specialist, had spent months preparing for this moment. His neural implants connected directly to the ship's advanced computer systems, allowing him to process information faster than any traditional human interface. The alien civilization's primary communication hub appeared on their long-range scanners. It was a massive orbital structure, pulsing with energy and complexity. Billions of communication signals passed through it every second, the central nervous system of an entire civilization. Initiating first phase, Seok-jin announced. Quantum disruptor devices no larger than human fists detached from the stealth vessel. They moved with impossible precision, each one finding its exact predetermined location on the massive communication structure. Hyunwoo's neural interface began the attack, not with explosions or traditional weapons, but with a sophisticated digital assault that would rewrite the fundamental communication protocols of the entire alien network. Seconds passed, then minutes. The first signs of disruption appeared. Communication. Signals began to fragment. Entire planetary networks started experiencing unexplained interruptions. What seemed like minor glitches quickly escalated into a complete systemic breakdown. Communication hub is losing structural integrity, Jiun reported, her voice maintaining professional calm. The quantum disruptors worked silently. They didn't destroy. They systematically dismantled, breaking down complex technological systems at their most fundamental level. Energy grids flickered. Defense systems suddenly found themselves disconnected from central command. Seok-jin watched the holographic display. Each disrupted system appeared as a slowly spreading darkness, consuming the alien civilization's technological infrastructure. Transmission ready, Hyunwoo announced. A cryptic message began broadcasting across all alien communication frequencies. Simple, direct, terrifying. You killed our people. Now you will understand consequence. No threats. No dramatic declarations. Just a simple statement of fact. The alien civilization's leadership would soon realize something profound. They had been completely vulnerable. Their most advanced technological systems had been neutralized without a single traditional weapon being fired. Planetary defense networks began to fail. Communication between military installations became impossible. It was as if someone had simply reached into their civilization and pulled out its technological heart. Mission completion in 3 minutes, Jiun reported. Hyunwoo's neural interfaces continued their precise work. Each system was carefully mapped, systematically disabled. No random destruction. Everything was calculated. Precise. The stealth vessel remained undetected. No weapon signatures, no traditional attack indicators, just a complete technological shutdown happening with mathematical perfection. Transmission complete, Hyunwoo finally said. Seok-jin looked at the holographic display. Where once there had been a complex, interconnected technological civilization, now there was only darkness. Disconnected. Isolated. Helpless. Return to base, he commanded. The stealth vessel moved silently, leaving behind a civilization that would take years to understand what had just happened to them. No explosions. No traditional destruction. Just a complete technological collapse. Humanity had sent its message, and the galaxy would soon understand that attacking humans was a mistake. No civilization would want to repeat. The alien leadership scrambled in panic. Their communication networks lay in ruins, planetary defense systems fragmented, and technological infrastructure barely functional. What had seemed like a simple elimination of a human diplomatic mission had transformed into a nightmare beyond their comprehension. Min Seo-kim watched the developments from Earth's deep space monitoring station. Her fingers traced the incoming data streams, each report more fascinating than the last. The alien civilization was attempting to respond, but their efforts were pathetically ineffective. They're trying to re-establish communication, Yoo-jin Lee, the psychological warfare expert, commented. Her voice carried a hint of cold amusement. But they don't understand what just happened. Sung-min Chung, the strategic intelligence analyst, brought up multiple holographic displays. Each showed a different aspect of the alien civilization's desperate attempts to recover. Military installations tried to communicate. Planetary governors sent frantic messages into the void. Nothing worked. The quantum disruption had been total. Not a single system remained fully operational. It was like watching a complex machine slowly die, one circuit at a time. "We're not just destroying," Mincio explained to her team. "We're systematically dismantling their entire technological ecosystem. Alien military ships attempted to launch. Their navigation systems failed. Weapon platforms powered down unexpectedly. Communication between squadrons became impossible. It was a technological nightmare beyond their worst imagination. Earth had chosen psychological warfare over traditional destruction. Every failure, every system collapse was carefully monitored and analyzed. The message was clear. Humanity could destroy them completely, but chose instead to demonstrate absolute technological superiority. Planetary energy grids began failing. Critical infrastructure collapsed. Communication between different planetary systems became impossible. The alien civilization found itself suddenly blind, deaf, and increasingly desperate. "They'll attempt a counterattack," Sung Min predicted, "but they have nothing left." As predicted, desperate military actions began. Small attack formations launched, only to find their navigation systems completely compromised. Weapon systems that activated simply powered down. It was like fighting an invisible, unstoppable enemy. Mincio reviewed the transmission logs. Each alien attempt to communicate was met with the same cryptic message. "You killed our people, now you understand consequence." The psychological impact was devastating. This wasn't traditional warfare. This was a complete and total technological dismantling that left the entire alien civilization exposed and vulnerable. Yujin's team began preparing additional psychological warfare protocols. They would ensure the alien civilization understood exactly why this was happening, not as a random act of violence, but as a calculated response to their initial aggression. "They thought we were weak," Mincio said quietly. "They believed a diplomatic mission represented humanity's total capabilities." Galactic monitoring stations began picking up fragments of the conflict. Other civilizations watched in shocked silence. No one had ever seen such a precise, calculated technological attack. The alien leadership's emergency communication attempts became increasingly desperate. Planetary governors sent frantic messages. Military commanders tried to organize some form of resistance, but each attempt failed more spectacularly than the last. Sungmin's analysis showed something remarkable. The aliens were experiencing a complete psychological breakdown. Their technological superiority complex had been shattered in mere hours. They never considered humans as a potential threat, Yujin observed. Now they understand their mistake. Each system failure was another message. Each collapsed communication network, another warning. Humanity was demonstrating that they could dismantle an entire civilization without firing a single traditional weapon. The escalation was complete. What had started as a simple diplomatic mission elimination had transformed into a total technological dismantling that would be remembered throughout galactic history. Earth waited, patient, calculating, knowing that the real message was still to come. The final phase of humanity's response began with silence. Complete and absolute silence. Jin Ho Quan sat in the central command center watching, as the alien civilization's remaining systems took their final breaths. Around him, Earth's most advanced strategic minds monitored every microscopic detail of the technological collapse. Su Yanbei prepared the transmission that would define humanity's message to the galaxy. Her fingers moved carefully, each word calculated with surgical precision. Tae Hyung Park reviewed the final strategic assessment. The alien civilization was now completely neutralized. No massive destruction, no traditional warfare, just a complete, systemic shutdown that left them vulnerable and exposed. "They will remember this moment," Jin Ho said quietly. The quantum communication systems activated. A single transmission began broadcasting across every possible frequency in the known galaxy. Simple, direct, terrifying. To all galactic civilizations, humanity values peace. We seek cooperation, but harm one of our people, and your entire civilization will cease to exist. We do not require weapons of mass destruction. We will dismantle your technological infrastructure with mathematical precision. This is our only warning. Planetary systems across the galaxy received the transmission. Some civilizations went silent in shock. Others began immediate diplomatic reviews of their potential interactions with humans. The defeated alien civilizations' remaining leadership realized the true extent of their mistake. They hadn't just attacked a diplomatic mission. They had challenged a species capable of absolute technological dominance. Jin-Ho watched the holographic displays. Each fallen system represented more than just a military victory. It was a message of unprecedented technological superiority. Complete shutdown in progress, Suyan reported. The alien civilization's critical infrastructure continued to collapse. Energy networks, communication systems, planetary defense grids, everything. Systematically disabled without a single traditional weapon being used. Taehyung's analysis showed something remarkable. Other galactic civilizations were already reviewing their diplomatic protocols regarding humans. The message was clear. Humanity was not to be underestimated. We didn't destroy them, Jin-Ho explained to his team. We demonstrated what we could do if provoked. The quantum disruptors continued their precise work. Each system carefully mapped, each network methodically disabled. No random destruction, pure calculated technological dismantling. Suyan prepared additional transmissions, messages that would be received by monitoring stations across multiple star systems, each one a clear, unambiguous warning about humanity's capabilities. They thought we were primitive, Taehyung commented. Now they understand their mistake. The final stages of the technological collapse were almost beautiful in their precision, like watching a complex machine slowly power down, each system finding itself completely isolated and ineffective. No explosions, no traditional warfare, just a complete systemic shutdown that left an entire civilization exposed and vulnerable. Jin-Ho looked at the final reports. The message had been sent. The consequences demonstrated. Humanity's position in the galactic community was no longer a question. We are not conquerors. The final transmission read, we are defenders. Remember this moment. As quickly as it began, the operation concluded. The alien civilization that had murdered the human diplomatic mission now existed only as a cautionary tale, a warning to any civilization that might consider attacking humans. The galaxy watched, listened, and understood. Humanity had spoken. And the message was clear. Do not mistake our peaceful nature for weakness.